So, here I am for another video, and today I have one of my hairstyles. This is one of my many different hairstyles I plan on showing. I've got pigtails, and I have black body paint. This is just generic stripes. This isn't anything pro, because I will be doing more pro body and face paint, of course, but this is just for walking around in. So, today, I think I'm going to let my inner ass be out a little bit and just list a few more things about me. This video is just going to be many different facts about me. Yes, I think in my opinion that can be a bit much, but I think it's fun sometimes. In fact, you know, the Aspie art of listing is actually considered, has been made into, you know, internet traditions such as BuzzFeed and, you know, other websites like that, and YouTube channels like Watch Mojo and Danger Planet Dolan. So I'll start. I'm a furry raver, also otherkin and therian raver, and I live for the furry and otherkin rave life. Therian too. My kin type is kind of interesting in that I mainly am more human with a tail than full animal, although I am full animal. Basically, I can shift into any creature who has a tail. The main form that I take, my main type, is me as you see it with a lion or more so generic tufted tail. Lion, cow, donkey sort of thing. So, because of that, I do hope to get a tail implant. I wish that I could get an actual tail attached to me, and I'm hoping that this guy called Dr. Joe Rosen, who's actually working on tail implants, can actually succeed within my lifetime and get me one. Being a cherub, well, a lion eagle cherub is one of my other main kin types, and one of the traits that we cherubim have is that we're extremely diurnal. It's part of why I'm a sun worshiper. In addition to literally worshiping the sun as God, I go outside a lot, and I get up really early and I go to bed really early. I go to bed at 8 or 9, and then I get up at 6 or 5. I get up at 5 or 6. And I love to take really early morning walks in the sun. I have my breakfast and my coffee, and I just sort of like to meditate and sometimes pray to be thankful for the morning and for the rising of the sun once again. And then it's sort of like the morning Shema that, you know, Jews say. So then I'll sometimes go for early morning walks. Sometimes I'll go for dusk and evening walks during twilight. We cherubim also, one of our characteristics is that we're social activists. We're cautiously optimistic about solving the world's problems, but we also often, you know, we can't, you know, not be on the optimistic side. I worry you know, everyone who has a heart worries about what's happening with the planet and all the animals, people, and plants on it, you know, or I should say non-human animals and human animals and plants, because one other thing is that I don't like political correctness, but I am sensitive about some words. The thing is that humans are animals, and all animals I consider all animals with sentience, which is an official definition. Every animal who is sentient is technically a person, but I broaden that and consider all non-human life also people, not things. So, anyway, so basically I not only consider non-human animals, but also plants, rocks, mountains, the land, the earth, the sun, and the moon to be all people, not objects. So, getting back to social activism, I, of course, feel awful for what's happening to the planet and everyone on the planet, but I can't help, you know, not being on the optimistic side. When I hear about bad stuff happening to stray cats and dogs, endangered species, hungry children around the world, including here in the U.S. and elsewhere, I feel horrible, but at the same time I feel, you know, I think this can be changed. And the reason we cherubim are such optimistic But, active social activists is basically we are God's lion guard. We guard the gates of paradise, and our mission is to stop bad stuff from happening, stop trouble from happening in paradise. And what we want to do is to bring the earth back into basically the new furry, as I call it, the new interspecies Jerusalem, the terrestrial paradise in which bad stuff like pollution, deforestation, human overpopulation, war, famine, prejudice and hatred, poverty are all gone. So, and everyone is just happy again, and the environment and the planet is all clean. So, if you wanna, for like rallies and protests to save the planet, it's good to have a cherub there. So, as for making the earth a paradise, I do agree that a complete and total paradise free of all pain and struggling would be boring. But that's not really how I see either the terrestrial paradise, which is the term for how the earth should be and how life on earth should be, and then the celestial paradise, which is the term for the afterlife where the spirits of the dead go. Because what I believe that, ideally that both paradises should not have is extreme, unbearable pain and struggling, whether that be physical or emotional. However, I do feel that life without any challenges or any pain at all would be boring, so basically my definition of paradise, either on earth or after death, is a neutral paradise, but more towards the good side than the bad side. Basically, in terms of, using that kind of racist color language to describe, good and evil, which I don't like the term because that was kind of used to justify slavery of black people, and not only that, but the mass murder of black cats, towards human and non-human animals with dark skin, basically. But I'm just using it because, just using it now, I don't really care, because like I said, I don't like political correctness. So, to compare my view of paradise to the dichotomy of black and white, and how much black and how much white it would be, I would say it would be light gray, but maybe like elephant gray, in which it was a little darker than a standard light gray, but not just regular gray. Light gray. I don't know. More on the light gray side, basically. It wouldn't have any pain that would have you either screaming or unbearably depressed, but for one thing, I think I wouldn't want heaven to not have, either on earth or after, life is over, is I wouldn't want piercings or tattoos to be free of pain, because I consider that pain honorable. Would I ever get a tattoo or another piercing besides the 2 on each ear? I do hope next year, once I've lost weight, although I really don't care about, the weight thing, but I can't afford it anyway now. Next year I'm hoping to get my belly button pierced, and maybe my eyebrow pierced too. As for a real tattoo, I still don't know about that. I'm into face and body painting because, frankly, there are so many different designs you can paint, and you can just switch them and choose so many. The problem with a real tattoo is just that, once you have it, you can't really change it. And it would only be after a lot of thinking and deciding whether or not I want one particular design to stay on forever. I might get a tattoo in the future, but I might not, but that's something that I haven't decided yet. So, for, I do like a lot of exotic or wild game meat. Still, there's a lot of that kind of meat I haven't tried yet. But the stuff I do like is that I've tried buffalo, venison, rabbit, ostrich, tried a couple of others. But what I haven't tried and want to try sometime would be caribou, bear, moose. I have had elk, but only in elk jerky. I want to try like elk steak and elk burgers to really taste the elk meat. So, yeah, some of that moose. I don't know if I said that. And so another thing I want to try is wild boar, and I do want to try wild duck, wild turkey, squirrel. So a couple of things, and a couple of meats. What is it? I do like vegetables, and As for low carb, I don't always strictly stay to it. I try to be healthy. My main issue is that due to if I'm stressed or feeling angry or stuff, I sometimes eat too much junk food, too many sweets, and that's sometimes and too many carbs in general, and that's why I'm a little bit overweight. But I'm working on taking the weight off. I've already lost some weight this summer, and what um, sometimes I like to do just low carb, but other times I just try to eat good carbs and just eat a balanced diet and not care. It really depends on how I'm feeling that day or that week. So, what I don't ever do is eat a really strict, really high meat diet, meaning like a pound of meat a day and no vegetables, because I consider that eating an all meat, vegetable free diet extremely unhealthy. That's not just an opinion, that's basically a fact for everyone who's physically human, unless they come from Inuit, Mongolian, or other certain ethnic groups that have evolved over centuries to eat a meat diet. If you've got those genes, then maybe you can pull it off, but if not, you're going to get really sick on that diet. Also, what I don't like is flexitarian, which is meatless Monday or some days without meat. I do eat meat every day, but like I said, I also eat vegetables, and I try to keep things balanced. So, what else? What is that? I had lots of guinea pigs as a kid, maybe 15 or 20, and I still think guinea pigs are incredibly cute. In fact, I have kind of a guinea pig obsession because they're, I love the way they squeak, and then, and the way they purr. What's that? Let's see. Another food I really like is wild mushrooms. However, I have never eaten truly wild mushrooms because I do not want to risk dying from eating the wrong one, and I'm not a mycologist. If I can join up with a genuine certified mycological society, I might try. You still have to be extremely careful because even experienced mycologists can sometimes, it's extremely easy to mistake a deadly mushroom for an edible one, so I'd be really cautious. But I have had the farmed versions of wild mushrooms from like the store, and those are pretty good, even though I've heard that the truly wild ones are much better. Certain ones like morels and chanterelles and puffball and chicken mushrooms, you can be a little bit more sure, about where to find the right ones, but I would still only do it under the supervision of a mycologist. But I do love all different kinds of mushrooms, the ones that I've had from the store. So, I have this thing for dinosaurs too. I had a dinosaur obsession as a kid, and you can probably see from my love of The Land Before Time and how it touches my heart so much, and how I love Jurassic Park, and it also touches my heart. I still have sort of a dinosaur obsession. It's actually been a long time though since I've actually studied paleontology, and since the 90s, the mid-90s, which is when I really got into dinosaurs. I know that scientists have made more discoveries and found new things. I might catch up on that sometime. I'd catch up on the newest dinosaur books in the library. But, another movie I really like is Steven Spielberg's We're Back, a Dinosaur Story. I love the cartoon dinosaur characters, Woog, Dweeb, Rex, and Elsa. Those guys are really cute. They're cool as actual wild dinosaurs, but they're also cool as cartoon characters. I like them, both versions of them. So, okay. I am completely 100% anti-ADA. I don't care how many otherwise good, well-intentioned people then and now have said and do say that it still has good points. It has no redeeming value, and as an activist for disability rights, I strongly encourage all parents of kids on the autism spectrum and anybody who is on the autism spectrum to completely boycott and condemn all ABA. ABA is something that I consider fits the definition of always chaotic evil. It has no redeeming values whatsoever, no right to exist, and it's an ideology that needs to be completely eradicated from the human mind and heart. So, once it is, then the world will be so much closer to so much closer to paradise. So, let me see. Sorry, I can't think of too much. I know sometimes I like to do this listing, but like I said, WatchMojo.com, Danger Dolan, and BuzzFeed are basically the internet's answer to Aspie listing. So, I guess that's it for now.